the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. I got a nice dinner coming my way. That's for sure. That's runway 4. Woohoo! Right, I'll be happy to go eat. Finally, I'm going to get a dinner out of these guys. I hope. What's up, everybody? How about it? Philadelphia Eagles, the man right here called blowout. Blowout it was. Welcome back, guys. Football's over. I'm a little depressed. I got to be honest with you. I'm sure the guys are a little bit too. Action this week is very, very light. We got the NHL playing these little tournament right now. The NBA is on All-Star break this weekend. So we got some college basketball going on right now. And as I said, welcome back. I got my partners in crime with me. Going to introduce you to my man right here, the one that owes me a nice dinner because he said that Kansas City was going to win. TK wins. What's up, TK?
Yeah, I'll be ready to go to dinner. I'll take you next week. I'm leaving to the Bahamas next week, so we got to go before I leave.
I see what's going on already,
so if
Teddy.
you want to go Tuesday or Wednesday night, like Teddy says he's coming buying the
I'm
wine.
in.
He's buying the wine anyways.
I'll buy the bottle of wine.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, my other partner right here, Teddy Brooks, the Sports Prophets. What's up, Teddy? How you doing, man?
What's up, Scotty? I'm doing good. Congratulations.
What'd you do for the Super Bowl?
Congratulations.
Appreciate it, man. What'd you end up doing for it?
So I went to a cousin's house in Hollywood. He lives over there kind of by the Hard Rock a little bit, Hollywood Hills.
Okay.
And, yeah, it was an interesting game. It was a fun
Got to rub it in a little.
It was a fun game, but I'll tell you what, with that game, TK, we were just talking about before the cameras started rolling. I think the refs knew. The refs knew they had.
Here we go.
And I said it. The refs had to relax. I think the interesting story was Travis Kelsey. They were showing some plays. I was watching some film, and he just wasn't even. I mean, he gave up halfway through that game. He wasn't even trying.
I got two big questions I'm going to ask both of you, and it's going to pertain to Kansas City. Mahomes, all of a sudden, they're bashing this guy like he's nothing now.
He went to goat to the sheep.
Right. They were putting him on. If he wins that game, they were putting him above Brady on Mount Rushmore. Now he loses, and the way he played was terrible, obviously. Now they're bashing him like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's
unbelievable.
He's still a great quarterback, but so I forget.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, someone made a quote, and the quote was, football is a game of inches, and in a game of inches,
they were miles away.
Tom Brady is 200 feet above the next best quarterback. So Mahomes could very easily be a top 5 quarterback. He is. He's great. But everyone just needs to stop with it's like the Jordan comparison. Stop comparing basketball players to Jordan. Stop comparing quarterbacks to Tom Brady, and just enjoy them for what they are.
Yeah, Buffalo would have put a better game on than
I don't know about
City,
that, man. That defense was, I don't know. Anyone could have beat that defense. Phillies.
So I was watching.
That defense was unbelievable.
I was watching an interview. They were interviewing players like after the Super Bowl all around the country, and they said the question was, can a regular person like one of us or whoever gain 1 yard rushing if they had 10 tries again? If they were the running back.
Against the Eagles defense?
No, just in general. Can a regular Joe gain 1 yard in the NFL? And you know what everyone's answer was?
No.
If they're behind the Eagles line, they can.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah, that was
I
unbelievable.
definitely could gain the yard.
What was your take on that performance of Mahomes? I mean, you like Kansas City going in.
Yeah, it's like Mahomes. He just looked horrible. I knew it right from the beginning after that second drive.
He looked like he was intimidated, big time. If you noticed the way he was moving around in the pocket, and he just looked frazzled, like
I don't know what was worse.
The headlights.
Don't know what was worse, the game or the halftime show. So I couldn't even tell you on that one.
Well, the halftime show is probably better for you than the game.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, I did hit some props though first.
As bad as the halftime show,
It's
right?
gonna go all day.
I hit some props though. First play of the game was a run.
Yeah, you were right.
Yeah.
So one thing is with this game, Mahomes was running for his life the whole game, and you know how many times the Eagles blitzed? We talked about this. I said they weren't.
Yeah.
They blitzed 0 times,
Right.
and they sacked him 6 times. They got there with their front four. So rather than blaming Mahomes, I think people need to take a deep look at that.
Defense was unbelievable.
And we called that. We said it was going to be a def. We just didn't know. Well, if you think about it, a lot of the Eagles' points came from the mistakes on the offense.
But they still had a great offense.
They did have a great offense, but that score should have been a lot lower, which is why I went with the under and then lost. But the score should have been a lot lower. I lost a big ticket. I had Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown parlayed with the under in that game.
Yeah.
Put 500 on that one. That one did not come through. So
How about that guy bet Casey's kicker would get an extra point, and they went for a 2 every time when
every
they
time,
scored.
wow.
What was your take on Jalen Hurts? I thought he was dynamite.
Yeah, he looked great in the game. I turned it off at halftime, so
He shows up for those.
I didn't turn it off. I think I started hitting the Jameson at the halftime.
He plays well in those big games. You got to give him credit. The guy shows up. I mean, he could have been MVP in the last game they played, even though they lost.
We said this last week too. They should have won
He
the first
outplayed.
game they played.
He
did.
outplayed, I think.
He did, and they shut down Saquon like we called also.
Well, I thought Saquon would have a solid game, but they went to him enough where it gave them enough room to use the other weapons.
And we said here on the show, I think we all agreed, avoid Saquon Barkley props. I don't think anyone gave out a Saquon Barkley prop. I think, and Vegas made a lot of money on that Super Bowl.
I just hope when we go to dinner, Scott doesn't bring that song "Fly Eagles Fly" shit on me at the dinner table.
There you go. I'm gonna have him play it in the restaurant.
Oh God, you probably will.
I'm gonna tell him before we go in. There's a guy in there that made a big bet against me. I got to have that song up. See what they say. No, they won't play it there.
Yeah, fly Eagles fly. Nah, I had enough of that the last 5 weeks.
And you see the odds for the Super Bowl next year. Philadelphia's the favorite to win it right back.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
They got a tough team.
It's tough winning, like you always say. It's tough winning 2 in a row.
Yeah, because the problem is you become they go after you.
You become the target. Everyone focuses on you. You know, it's tough. It's definitely tough.
Well, we went from an exciting week last week to a very mellow week in our sports world.
Yeah, it's been quiet. It's been quiet for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the NHL All-Star game, NBA
Super Bowl
All-Star
Blues,
game.
they call it.
Yeah.
I think it'll pick back up, though. Guys will get more into it. They take a little hiatus, but then when that March Madness tournament start coming, those conference plays, then they go into the sweets, the 66.
Yeah.
That's when it starts really getting busy.
I always compare it to like partying or going on a vacation. If you go on a vacation and you're at a hotel and you're enjoying yourself, you're out by the pool every day drinking, you're having big dinners at night, you get home, you need to rest for a little bit. You're tired. So I compare it to that. It's almost like a little hangover people get.
Yeah,
and then
of
they
course.
bounce back.
Yeah, but it's not like years ago. I mean, years ago when you didn't have the local books, they would shut down after the football. You know, and they open up for the March Madness. And now you got legal bookmaking. So you got soccer going on in Europe. You got everything else going on.
Well, that's what I think makes it so great. I mean, you have so many opportunities now. It's 24 hours, 7 days a week, right?
Yep.
You got
table tennis.
You got NASCAR. You got, starting up again. You got big race this weekend, Daytona 500. Kicks off the season. That should
Golf season starting to heat up a little bit.
Oh, that was a great tournament. How about that guy with the hole-in-one on the 16 at Phoenix last week?
That's
20,000 people. They were all throwing.
We have to go to that one year. I really want to go to that waste management tournament. Did you see? I mean, every year there's amazing videos, just people getting. They call it the wasted management.
Yeah.
But no, I wanted to talk about you bringing up legal sports betting. I wanted to see if you guys experience this too. You know, being in the business for a long time, back in the day, I never really saw this. But nowadays, a lot of people, they withdraw and deposit from their sports book every day.
Mm-hmm.
And
what do you think that the reason is for that?
well, I don't know.
You don't feel safe with it?
That's what I want to talk about because I had a few players yesterday who, you know, when they sign up with me, I tell them, leave the money in the account. Leave money in multiple accounts
business.
if you can. And sure enough, yesterday I had a couple players who gave them their game for the night, and they tried to make a deposit, and for one reason or another, the sports book wouldn't let them deposit in time to get the bet in. So, guys, keep your money in your sports book account, in multiple accounts if you can. There's no reason. You get no benefit from withdrawing, then depositing it back in, then after the game wins, withdrawing it, then the next day when you want to bet, depositing it back in. Number one, the sportsbook has to pay a fee. You don't see that fee, but they have to pay a fee every time you withdraw and deposit, and they don't like that. So they'll start restricting you if you do that. Just avoid it. Just decide how much you want to put in there and leave it in there.
But, you know, we got a lot of nervous customers and people out there, you know, when it comes to betting. They're itching to grab the money. I don't know what their rhyme or reason is. But like Teddy says, you know, you got to leave the money in there so we can do the right job for you and try to build it up. If you keep taking it out, you're back to square one.
Yeah, and these sports books, they're legal, they're licensed, they're regulated. They're not going to mess with your money. So don't worry about that.
How much time do they really need to, let's say, like you just mentioned, to put let's say a game goes at 8 o'clock, we'll call 8 o'clock Eastern. How much ample time does a guy really need to make sure that he has the money in there secured by 8 o'clock.
So the situation I had last night with one of my players wasn't about time. This is a player that bets 1,000 a game.
Okay.
So he literally loads 1,000 into a sports book, bets the game. If it loses, he leaves it alone. If it wins, he withdraws everything, the whole 2,000 or 1,900, whatever he makes.
Yeah.
So yesterday
That's
he went.
not good though.
It's
if you think
terrible.
about it.
It's a
Right.
terrible
'Cause
move.
It's a bad pattern with the books
Yep.
too.
So yesterday, sure enough, gave him the play. He went to put 1,000 in. It was capping him at 300. So that was the issue with that one. They don't want you doing that,
Right.
and that's what they're going to do. If you keep doing it, they're going to either hold you up on your withdrawal or they'll hold you up on a deposit. So
Well, the
just leave it
offshore
in there.
books do that like that as well. They give you 1 or 2 withdrawals a month, and if you want more than that, then they charge you.
Exactly. That's the thing that people that never bet on offshore books, that bet on these legal books, they think it's normal to deposit and withdraw. But guys, it's not normal. Leave the money in.
Just bet with a local book and get paid every Tuesday.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we're advising everyone to find locals now. What is this show coming to?
Hey, listen.
Ben,
you
what
get-
are they do? What are you doing to these guys?
You get credit. You get a percent. You know what all the locals are doing now is they're giving a percentage back.
referrals.
They're giving a percentage back on your
I
losses.
bring all my
to-
friends to you, then we all get it. I get a kickback.
They're giving percentages back. So if you lost 1,000 for the week, they'll toss you 100 back in credits to kind of keep you from going on Hard Rock or whatever.
I just booked a runway. We got happy hour, so I get 25% off.
Oh, I told you, I'm going to end up getting like the smallest piece. It's probably going to
Get
be
the
like
early
a,
bird special.
like a Century Village early bird dinner, where you get half the size of the plate.
You get a appetizer, an entree, and a dessert for $7.99.
Wow. At Runway 84, I don't buy that one.
Now it'd be like $79.99 over there.
That place is good though.
Do you guys know anyone that went to Hard Rock for the Super Bowl? How it was?
I don't know.
I was
Yeah.
driving because I had to take 441 to go to my cousin's house, and the traffic was crazy to get
Oh,
into
I'm
Hard Rock.
sure.
I was
I'm
up
sure.
cooking the pig at 6 a.m.
Actually, I do know a buddy of mine, Ronnie, that went. He got invited. Said it was in a big ballroom. It was a nice setup.
I heard they had one at Dare, too, outside by the pool. I heard that was really nice.
DK, you got any pictures of the pig?
I think I got a couple.
Oh
I'll
yeah,
send you
that's
one.
right. They had
Yeah,
that.
airdrop them over to me. I wanna show the audience.
Yeah, let me,
Yeah, they got a big.
For all the audience members that live in Indiana or Illinois or Minnesota, they're not used to those
turn.
Cuban pigs. That's a whole different world.
Yeah, there you go. I think they have. What did you have? Like a 110 pounder,
after they gutted it, it was like 72 pounds.
72, and it fit. It was good for everyone.
Yep,
Cool.
it was good.
You guys had a good time over there, huh?
Yeah, it was a great time over there.
Except for you, you were gurgitating, running to the bathroom
yes.
every time Philly was scoring like crazy. It was 34-0. You must have been out of there by then. Took off and went to the races. All right, listen, guys, we got some interesting stuff going on. You know, even though the NBA is on hiatus, they call it All-Star break, and that's going to mess things up. You know, in the second half, you know, the adjustments come on those point spreads. So, guys, you got to really dig in this time of the year because you're winding down college. They're going into conference tournaments, which get really intense and exciting. You know, the numbers are going to be definitely changed around for that. So you got to really watch what you're doing. Second half of the NBA, you know, there'll be adjustments there. I wanted to ask you, I don't know how close you've been following the NBA the first half of the season. Any surprises to you see? I think the Lakers are playing over their heads right now, playing really well.
Yeah,
He hasn't done anything yet with the Lakers. Or I think Bronny had just as many points as him the other night in the game.
Luka?
Yep.
But
But he's still banged up, I think. He's still injured.
Yeah.
He's still working his way back in.
He'll be okay.
His minutes are like 14, 15.
I mean, here's the thing with the NBA. I actually bet an NBA game the other day. The over in the Thunder Heat game.
I was going to say, I hope it was with the Bulls the other night.
They were crushing. I mean, it was over 222. At one point, the live total was 240. They scored, I think, 10 points in the fourth quarter. Unbelievable. Now, that happens in college, too.
It's crazy, right? When you need it, they can't score all of a sudden.
It's just crazy when stuff. I mean, that
I never-
happens in other sports,
Oh,
too,
man.
but it just seems like the NBA more.
bet,
Well, look what happened to the Heat. They got to score 24-0
that's
by
the game.
OKC.
That's the game.
Well, the Heat's like a college team right now,
but
basically.
they were winning the game,
Yeah.
like by double digits.
They lost again last night.
How funny was that? We're talking about Jimmy Butler last Wednesday. He gets traded, was it that night?
Three
That
and
night.
3-1 so far
Yeah.
with Golden State. Yeah,
Speaking
not
about
bad.
that, college basketball, I bet St. John's the other night. They folded like a pancake,
I still
too.
picked them to win the East.
I had Arizona, too, the other night. They were 1 for 28 on three-point shooting.
I
Come
know.
on, 1 for 28.
I'm talking about them today. That's one of my games.
Arizona.
Yeah, it's amazing. When we need them to score for us, sometimes they just go on a drought. They can't score to save their lives.
In the NBA, you're speaking about NBA basketball. I've never seen. I talked to
Who's your
about
surprise, you think, in the first half? Cleveland?
Cleveland. Cleveland's playing great basketball,
But no one picked them to be like this.
I'm a Clipper fan, so I got to root for the Clippers. But
No,
I'm
saying the surprise.
surprises?
It's like playing over their heads at this point, you think, first half.
I can tell you, the surprise to me is Milwaukee losing so many games like they've been losing.
Yeah, but they're getting older. They're banged up, and they don't have the team. I mean, Lillard's old. It's not a young chick. He's no spring chicken. Giannis has been in the league for a while. They got Middleton's gone, right? He's not there.
But have you ever seen so many lines in the NBA, minus 10.5, 13, 15? I've never seen that in all these years. So many double-digit favorites in the NBA. And they're covering. I mean, look at the Bulls the other night. I think they were down by 70 points at one time in the game.
70?
They were down by, I think they were down by 70
they were
points.
down by, I saw about 50-something.
Guys, I don't mean to interrupt the NBA talk. I got late-breaking news.
Oh, boy.
Scott Hansen is leaving Red Zone. The guy that's been doing Red Zone for the last 15 years.
Hansen leaving Red Zone. Oh, my God. Hold on. Do you know who that is?
I have no fucking idea.
Wait, because you guys don't watch Red Zone, do you?
No.
I watch the games at the bar, so you
don't
never
need
heard
Red
the audio.
Zone. Yeah, I watch Red Zone every week.
Is that like the
My
baseball?
son loves Red Zone.
Scott, then your son will 100% know who Scott Hansen. He's the guy that narrates the whole thing.
Oh, cool.
He doesn't take a piss from 12 o'clock until 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, no, I watch it once in a while when I have a chance to, and I like how they cut away and they go back and forth.
The person talking is him. There he is, right there, Scott Hansen.
There he is on the screen. Look at that.
Oh, no, I've seen him before.
Yeah.
Where's he going? Where's he going? Does it say? Or he's just retiring in general? He's done.
They can't come to an agreement on a new contract, so he might walk.
Only 4 guys in the slam dunk contest this year?
Yeah, that thing has gone downhill.
I've never even heard of these guys. McMillan or
these
Guns.
All-Star games are getting. I think
all of them.
They
they're
used to
getting
be
worse
great
and
back
worse.
in the day. They used to be great back.
The NHL All-Star game used to be great back in the days. The NBA
The Pro
All-Star.
Bowl.
I mean,
Pro Bowl
now
was
The Pro Bowl
fun.
might be the worst. Flag football.
Pro Bowl used to be amazing in Hawaii.
The only
Bet
thing
you
that's
over every
somewhat
time.
good is the MLB. That's the only thing that's
MLB.
somewhat.
NHL wasn't too bad last night watching that, though. That was pretty exciting.
That wasn't an All-Star, though. Well, I guess
it is
you
an
could
All-Star.
call.
This
yeah.
is replacing their All-Star game.
replacing the
How
All-Star.
about the Kachuk brothers scoring 4 goals for the Team USA, winning 6-1? They got a great goalie. That goalie for Winnipeg, I know I'm going to say his name wrong. Helbuke, something like that. Helbuke Kelly he's unbelievable this year. 34 and 7 with a 2.05 goals against.
Who are the 4 teams? Sweden.
You got Finland,
U.S.,
Canada, U.S., and Sweden.
No Russia, huh?
I don't think so. I think there's 4.
Want to see Sergei
the
Bobrovsky, your boy.
Yeah, there you go. The game everyone's going to be talking about is going to be USA and Canada. I think that's Saturday, right? Or is it?
You see, last night they played a national anthem in Canada. They booed it.
No way.
They booed the Americans.
Oh man,
What do
that's
you mean?
not cool.
They always do that, though. They do that.
They're not a fan of Trump.
They're
That's why.
They're about to be half are, half aren't. They're about to be a state. So
Yep.
Trump's going to go after them now.
I think he's going to make
It's
a mistake.
it's going to be Team USA / Canada. Unbelievable.
Sorry, the Golf of America last week. They switched it over.
Guys, we got a lot of college basketball on Saturday. Nothing. The board tonight. I don't know if you guys are looking at Friday, but
No.
I'm
it's
playing
really
the game tonight,
It's
but-
really weak. I don't. I'd rather look at these great matchups. I mean,
Oh yeah, I'm fired up.
the 2 best teams in college basketball, probably consistently since day one, is Auburn and Alabama, and they're going at it in Tuscaloosa on Saturday. I like this game. The current line on this game is 1.5 as an opening number I'm showing.
I wonder what Scotty's going to take.
And I'll tell you, you got some really dynamite matchups.
Alabama minus 1.5, and look at the total, 172.5. That's a big number in a total.
You got Wisconsin playing Purdue. Both those teams are playing pretty damn consistent basketball all year. I think they have the same exact record, 19-5. Both teams. That's going to be a great matchup. I see some games on Saturday. I don't know if you guys are looking anything.
That's actually the only game with the line up on it right now.
No,
There's a few now.
there's
They
some.
were the first game with the lineup. I'm on this Alabama game big.
Okay.
So
What do you like?
Well, first of all, this is the first time ever that, because it's happened in college football, obviously, but the first time ever that SEC had a number 1 ranked and number 2 ranked team, and they're playing each other.
It's a shame though, because one of them now has got to drop.
It is a shame, but they're saying people are saying, and it might be a little bit of hyperbole, but people are saying this has a chance to be one of the greatest college basketball games in the history
I don't know
of
about
the
that.
sport.
I think if it
You
was a
have
tournament, yeah. I
The
would,
two front runners, well, they might meet again. You never know. You have the
Right.
two front runners for Player of the Year on each team: Johnny Broome for Auburn and Mark Sears for Alabama. Here's what I think. I think Auburn plays fast. I think Alabama plays faster. Very, very high-powered offenses, and they love to shoot threes. Alabama loves to get to the line. They shoot a very high free throw percentage.
Right.
Auburn is very good at rebounding, preventing rebounds, preventing defensive rebounds off the three-point shot. So there's a lot of things that both these teams do. Here's the thing: number 1 offense versus number 8 offense, number 60 defense versus number 330 defense. Alabama scored 80 points or more in their last 5,
Yep.
and Auburn scored
Doing his
86 points or more in 4 of their last 5. I'm going with the over, that big number.
Big number
I
in
think
this one.
I think you're going to see 100 and
You might be able to redeem yourself. You got Houston going on the road against your Arizona team. I know you had a tough beat with them the other night. I think you just mentioned they went
yeah,
cold.
they went
But
cold turkey.
Arizona and Houston. Houston's undefeated this year on the road, playing against a tough team at home. The line on this game is 1.5 Houston. You have any opinion on that game? You're not looking at it.
I'm looking at that Auburn-Alabama game as well.
Okay. Who are you looking at?
War Eagle on this one for me. I'm taking the dog on this one. You got to look at both these teams as well.
Contrarian.
Yeah, I'm going War Eagle, man, on this one. Auburn, their average spread is -19.
I think this could be a gift game. I think Alabama's going to win this game pretty handily. I don't think this game's going to be that close.
Double or nothing at dinner.
No, I can't do that. I got to get the first dinner in there. After that, then we can go. Then we can do it. I like Alabama in this game. I like Teddy made some good points.
You should be going to the game.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, got a lot of work going on back here, so it's hard to head over to Tuscaloosa on a weekend. Football season, I can plan it out, but basketball this time of the year is tough. But yeah, I think you're on the right side of that game. I like Alabama. I just like the way they're playing. I think Auburn's going to have a tough time on the road in that situation. So
well, I'm not on Alabama. I'm on the over.
oh, you're on the over.
Yeah, I'm on the over.
All right. Well, I'm definitely liking.
So we got 3 plays on one game here, guys. I like the over. Scotty likes Bama. TK likes Auburn.
Yeah, last time Alabama and Auburn played, I know it was a year ago.
Only 2 of us have the potential to be right here.
You guys like anything else on Saturday in college we can help the audience out with? A couple of plays?
I
got another one I like.
I love that other game you were talking about, that Houston-Arizona game. It's the first thing I did when I woke up this morning was looking at the 2 top games. This is one of the top games here. Arizona had a winning streak going. They got it snapped by Kansas.
Yep.
You know, it was
Kansas State, I think, right?
Kansas State, yeah. And it was a bad performance, like you said. What was it, like 1 out of 23 or 2 out of 22 from 3-point? Here's my thing with this game. Arizona struggles with turnovers. They're not ranked very well when it comes to turning the ball over, and Houston is a defensive juggernaut. They're ranked number 1 in the country on defense. They're only giving up 56 points per game. Arizona ranks 168th in offensive turnovers. They give up 11.7 turnovers per game. Houston's number 2 in the country in steals. I think Houston's defense shuts this Arizona team off.
It's an interesting matchup if you look at it because Arizona is 11-1 at home. They play excellent in their building, 17-7 overall, so obviously they drop on the road. But you got this Houston team who's been playing outstanding, consistent. They're 6-0 this year on the road. So they're prepared. When they go on the road in hostile environments, or whatever the case may be, obviously 6-0 record is you can't get better than that on the road, undefeated. Not many teams. I think they're probably the only one in the country that I could think of that's undefeated this year on the road.
I think they're 6-1.
No, I don't think so.
I'm looking at it. It says it's straight up record 14-2.
6-0
Home away.
6-0 on the road.
6-0 on the road.
Yeah. Which is,
So does that mean you
tough.
agree with me on Houston?
No.
Okay.
That's a tough call for me. I think the environment it's a tough place to play. They seem to get up at home, but Houston. I've made some good money with Houston this year on the road. I've used them a few times. If I was going to lean on this game, I'd probably lean. I would stay with Houston, but I'd money line the game.
That's what I'm doing. I mean, it's only 1.5.
Yeah, and I'm going to money line Alabama also. I didn't say that before. I'm going to make Alabama even up. I'm not going to worry about a point spread in a game like that.
And last night was a perfect example. I had William and Mary on the money line last night. The line opened up in the 140. It jumped on some books all the way to 165, and that was my play. And a couple of my clients said, "Hey Teddy, I'm just going to play it minus 1.5, save a couple points." Sure enough, they won by a point. So
There you go.
if we tell you money line, stick with the money line. There's a reason why.
Yeah, if the
why
line's 1 or 2, you might as well just play the money
I
line.
think I taught you a little, some stuff with those buying of those
you
points.
you reinforced it. I've always
you
been
go.
a
I
point
love it.
buyer, but a lot of people in the industry disagree
down
with
to it
us on
sometimes.
that. So
Yeah, of course they
when
do.
when I started doing the show with you, you kind of reinforced like, hey, leave those points, take the money line. Listen, guys.
Well, the problem with that is I understand why the audience, the players think that way, because if you're not consistent overall, it is a losing proposition. If you're going 50-50 and you're laying 140 on games, yeah, you're going to lose
Right.
money. But guys like us that can hit good numbers and go on runs where we can hit, 75% at certain times or 80, even 80%. Sometimes we're going to be down to 60%. We take advantage of the numbers. So it doesn't really affect it if you lose a few while you're winning a bunch.
And a lot of these games fall on tight lines. It's not going to be all blowouts where they cover the spread or lose the spread by 10 points. A lot of
I
these are
like
1
I
and 2.
like I like this I like this Big Ten matchup Saturday. I feel strongly about Wisconsin. I would buy that line up to plus 6.5. It's about 5.5 right now. I think Wisconsin can give Purdue fits. I think they match up excellent. Both programs playing dynamite right now. These are 2 top 20 teams in the nation. So I like the dog in this game. I think the dog is barking loud with Wisconsin. I would definitely alternate that spread to plus 6.5. If you can lock it in now, I would lock it in now. I wouldn't wait around till game time. And I like Wisconsin. That's the only other play I like today, Saturday.
Yeah, I haven't really looked. Like you said, a lot of these lines aren't even out. I'm just sitting there on Don Best right now.
Nothing.
I like that game also. So a couple other things on that game, that Wisconsin play. I have my number on this game is about 3.5, 4. So I like taking it at 6. Wisconsin puts up more points than Purdue on offense. That's something that I always look at. And defensively, they're pretty evenly matched. Purdue only gives up 1 less point than Wisconsin. It's going to be a tight game. Wisconsin's 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 against Purdue, and
Yeah, usually that's what I'm looking at. I think teams like this match up really well
They
against
do.
you. So I'll
It's too
grab
many
as many.
points, right.
Yeah, I see the value. They're making a really strong line on this game. I think it could have been even a softer number. I thought it could have been 4, 4.5. So they're giving a little favoritism towards the favorite in Purdue. But
well,
I just think
they were a top. They were, they've been
Purdue's
a really
playing good basketball.
Yeah, and
They're
they
playing good.
have been for a couple years now.
Yeah, they're both great programs.
But yeah, so like Scotty is saying, like you have to look, if you have 2 evenly matched teams and the number's 1 or 2, then maybe you stay away from it. But if you have 2 teams that you think are really evenly matched and it's anything above, in my opinion, like 5, that's like the sweet spot, like 5, 6, 7, 8, that range right there, and they're evenly matched. You're going to get a lot of W's taking the dog there.
Yeah, well, like I said, my key is looking at numbers and trying to get an edge. I don't see the edge like I want to see. I would have liked it better. To be honest with you, I would have been more excited if this line was 4, 4.5 than 5.5.
Right, because the odds makers are showing some favorite. Right. Yeah.
So I would have felt based on everything I'm looking at, like you say, how they match up defensively and offensively and play the same caliber type of teams. If this line was 4, 4.5, I'd even be more excited about it to make it a much bigger play. But I do still like it because I think Wisconsin can stay in the game, definitely. Anything you got to add?
Wisconsin 7-1 their last 8 against the spread. Against they're playing good ball, man. I'm a Wisconsin guy, whether it be the Packers, Brewers, or whatnot.
Okay.
But
What I love about this time of year also is all of these teams are all playing the same team. So you can look at
I love that.
the last 10 games Wisconsin had, the last 10 games Purdue had. They both, in those last 10 games, they both played Iowa. They both played Indy. They both played Nebraska.
they're both 3-0 against the spread their last
They
3.
both played Rutgers. So you got like in the last 10 games each of these teams had, you have like 5, 6 games where they played the same team.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That's why I love college basketball.
Yeah, that's why I thought the line on a game like that, 4, 4.5, I would have been liking it a lot more. But I still like it at 5.5. I'll move it to 6.5. I'll make it even I think a bigger advantage for me.
Have you noticed since I talked about it a couple weeks ago, then you talked about it last week, Scotty? The SEC just keeps getting better. I was talking about it a couple weeks ago. They now have I think it's 4 of the top 5 teams.
Yeah, they're up.
4 out of the top 5 teams are SEC.
We know 1 and 2.
We know
for
1
sure.
and 2.
Yeah, I think no 3. 3 is Gators.
Gators.
And who's 4?
Is Tennessee up there?
Tennessee lost.
They've been getting knocked down a little bit.
They lost to Kentucky the other night. I was surprised at the way they played.
Auburn,
in that
Alabama, Florida, Tennessee.
Yeah, there's got to be another one. I'm looking at the schedule.
Kentucky looked good last night. I bet Kentucky last night -7. They had a nice little game last night.
Who they play? No, they played. They didn't play last night.
Memphis won last night. They were -7. They took out South Florida.
Kentucky played.
Memphis played South
Tennessee.
Florida last night.
Oh, Memphis.
Tennessee's
You said Kentucky.
Tennessee's
Memphis.
4 in the coaches poll and 5 in the AP poll.
Who is?
Tennessee.
Yeah, but they're going to drop because they lost their last game.
Yeah.
And they look terrible against Kentucky. Kentucky beat them both times this year on their court and on the road and at home. So that's
Yeah,
not.
look out
that's
for
not
Duke too, man. Duke's gonna be coming around this time of the year.
Yeah.
They got the best player in college
Duke goes
basketball.
Cooper Flag. Yeah,
Best
that
player.
boy's good. Duke goes without saying though. Duke's always.
Who do
always up
you
there.
think is the strongest team in the country right now in college? If you had to determine it right now, who do you think is going to win the?
Whoever wins this game on Saturday.
Okay.
I think whoever. This is a bold statement.
You think they're going to stay on top throughout the rest of the season?
I think whoever. The only issue is the SEC is so good they can beat up on each other.
Yeah, of course.
But overall, if I had to make a pick, I would say either Duke or one of these 2 teams.
Okay. All right, makes sense. I mean, these 2 teams have been by far as consistent.
Some people, I've read columnists calling Auburn, I don't know, this is a little extreme, but calling Auburn the best college basketball team of all time.
all time. Well, there's been undefeated teams.
There has.
Yeah, I think Indiana was one of them. I forgot who else was one of them.
Bobby Knight.
Yeah, was it UNLV? I don't remember who was another undefeated throughout the
Auburn
year.
21-2.
Who's that?
Auburn right now 21-2 their record.
Yeah, I think they're going to run into a buzzsaw though at Tuscaloosa. I think Alabama's probably the #1 team in the country. I've been saying that before.
That I guess is what I'm saying. Like if
not
one
a big deal.
if
He's
one of
number
these
2, but-
teams beat up really bad, if Auburn goes into Alabama and blows them
yeah.
out, they're the best team in the country.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They're going to be a very high #1.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Anything else you guys want to add before we go? I mean, not a lot going on this week, but we're going to be back next
college
week.
baseball too. You guys don't bet the college baseball?
No, don't.
Wait,
Getting ready for the
you
MLB.
bet college baseball?
No, but I know it's
God.
coming around right now. College
The College
baseball.
World Series.
You guys got any opinion on the Daytona 500? I know you're a big NASCAR guy.
Ryan Blaney for me. I'm going Ryan.
You got to
Ryan
tell
Blaney.
the people.
I'm going Ryan Blaney. I had Bubba Wallace last night, Kyle Busch, and duels.
What's the odds on Ryan Blaney?
They're not up right now. They've
not up.
after nights. They're adjusted.
For those audience members who are like me, like if I wanted to get into NASCAR, let's say, how do you even watch? Like what
propositions you
No,
bet? Like?
well, not only how do you bet. That's
I call my mom up, ask her if she likes.
she's a NASCAR lady.
She loves the NASCAR.
So you
She's
just
probably better than all of us.
when you're watching it, do they have different channels to like follow different cars, or do they show the whole? I mean, I've literally never watched.
They show everything.
Yeah.
They break it down.
They don't have them
Okay.
in every car, but they do have cameras in like the bigger guys'
They
cars.
got
right?
cameras, every angle on that track. I mean, you
pretty
got
cool.
different breakdowns. You got the radio going on. Whatnot. It's pretty fun to watch.
Now,
NASCAR.
have you ever been to Daytona?
Yep, been to Daytona. I was there when they filmed Days of Thunder back in the 80s.
Surprised you're not going to this weekend.
I was going to go this weekend, but I'm leaving to the Bahamas. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
got to save some money after I buy your dinner, so I got to have a little money for the craps
You
table.
already got me at happy hour already. That's why, because he's going to Bahamas. He's
They
gonna
have a
shorten it on me.
stuffed vinegar pepper. Have you ever had their stuffed long green peppers? My favorite thing.
I always get the stuffed artichoke there.
favorite
and,
thing from there.
meatballs, chicken parm.
So, do you really have a selection on the Daytona or no?
I
'Cause
like,
don't do.
I like
don't
Ryan
do it.
Blaney doing it.
What's
I'm
you don't
taking
have
him.
any odds?
I don't know the current odds on it right now. I'd have to look it up. But
Any other backup other than that?
that's my guy this year, man. I'm going to follow Ryan Blaney and Kyle Busch. Those are my two drivers
You're
this
not
year.
a NASCAR guy, eh?
I
Teddy?
just said I've never watched it.
Okay.
Ryan Blaney is a 12-1 favorite. So there you go.
There we go.
Plus 1,200.
Stop on the way home and bet him, man.
Hey, it's worth putting $50 on. You get back $600, right?
Did you just do a NASCAR sound effect, Ben? Or was I hearing things?
That was a truck that was blocking me in the driveway.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That was a Ferrari that
Ben,
went.
did you get the pictures of the pig?
Yeah, I got them. I got the pictures right here. I'll pull them up right now. Here we go.
Here we go. This started at 6 in the morning, man. Teddy, you should have came by for the pig that day. It was pretty
I
good.
know, man. I had to drive all the way to Pompano. I took my mother-in-law to brunch for her birthday.
Yeah, I had a good time. We had a little Super Bowl party at the club where I live.
Nice.
Yeah, brought a
See,
little group.
see anyone famous? What
No.
isn't there like a couple? Who's an influencer who lives in your neighborhood?
I'm not sure about that. Influencer?
A
Female?
rapper or
Oh, well, there's been, Javante Davis.
Javante? That's okay.
He used to live in there, but then he had an issue, so he's
Yeah.
no longer there.
All
We
right,
got
so
some
we
ball
got-
players in there.
We
Hockey
got the
guys.
pig right here. Looks freaking delicious.
There's the start of it right there, man.
Start.
Oh,
That was
boy.
6
Got
in the
the
morning
rub.
right
You know,
there.
sometimes
It looks
you-
like he's trying to get loose. And
Sometimes YouTube slaps
looks like
graphic content warnings on.
You're going to have to watch out for
Nah.
PETA or PETA or whatever
I
they
mean,
call
look
it.
at this though. Then you got this. This looks delicious, man.
That was the end
Ben,
of it.
where'd you
Oh,
go?
wow.
What'd you do, Super Bowl, Ben?
Nothing, man.
You chilled?
I thought
Oh.
I should have came on to TK's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. It was a good time.
TK throws a good party, man.
was gonna
One
say,
thing
look
about
at-
T, he steps his game up for the parties.
I had to throw the U in there.
He's
on
a good people person. He likes to show him a good time.
Good.
Yeah,
We got baseball coming. When does baseball start? Spring training should be coming up.
I think they're already reporting, right?
Man, I can't wait till baseball comes around. That's my favorite
I
sport.
like baseball,
love
but
baseball.
it's tough, man. Every friggin' day, it's catching these teams. You got to catch a run. You got to stick with a team because baseball, if you jump around, I mean, you could get slammed.
The key to baseball with
Gotta
the way
pick
the
your
game is
spots.
now is you got to look for the hot bats.
Yeah.
And you got to look for good bullpens because back in the
pitch and ski in baseball, 100%. Like Scott said, streaks are big.
Yeah. You
Like
gotta
last year,
catch-
the streak you bet against the White Sox every game, you made a killing
Oh my
last
God,
year.
what were they like 0-22
They were
to start?
horrible. I mean, shit, you could play the run line.
I was going to say you could bet against them on the run line.
They were getting killed on the run lines.
Well, the thing is with baseball nowadays, like I always say it, but the starting pitcher doesn't matter like it used to. Starting pitching isn't what it used to be because they only pitch 4 or 5 innings now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
These
I think
rests. and
Tampa
these
Bay
pitch
started
counts.
that whole thing, didn't they? Like they were bringing in relievers like after 4 in, and they bring in another one in. They had like 4 or 5 pitches in there throughout the
That's
game.
the new thing.
I'm going to shoot up to Tampa, man. Their stadium's done, so they're playing in the Yankees training camp.
What happened to their stadium?
Got knocked out in the hurricane.
Oh, wow.
Roof got ripped off, so they're playing in that little stadium where the Yankees played their spring training.
They
so
still haven't fixed it?
Oh, man, that thing is. I drove by there a few weeks ago. The roof is still ripped off. They needed to build a new stadium there, anyways.
Is it true that Ohtani? I hear Ohtani saying he's going to be in the starting lineup pitching.
Yeah, I saw that on ESPN
He's
the other
coming
night.
back, right? That's going to be interesting. Two-way player. I mean, this guy's phenomenal. He's a generation ball player.
I wonder who he bet on the Super Bowl. I mean, this guy bet on in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right.
Oh, do you see what happened now? They sentenced him and they ordered him to pay back a certain amount of money to Ohtani.
Yeah, because Ohtani was in the dark of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
You think he was in the dark? I don't know.
I
don't know.
I don't know if the guy does.
Listen,
he really, does he
not-
need,
not-
does he need to bet? Oh, Jordan. I should say the same thing. Does
Does Jordan need to bet? Does
Right.
Barkley need to
Yeah,
bet?
yeah.
You know? And you know what they say.
Well, it's all ego.
Asians love to gamble.
Look
Yeah,
at
so-
you watch the Live Tour or the PGA Tour. These guys are betting hole by hole, even with the prize money they're getting. These guys
Oh.
are putting
My boy-
individual.
my
But
boy-
there's no
bets on.
rules against it in there. They all bet against each other.
My boy Pete Rose is rolling around up. Poor Pete, rolling around. Right? He couldn't get in the Hall of Fame because of gambling and all these other guys out there doing stuff and crazy.
He still got his bar in Vegas. That was a nice little bar we went to.
I don't think so.
You
That
see
was
what
nice.
you
Nice
see what
little
the
bar.
you see what the Reds are doing?
Were they for honoring him?
They're putting a patch all year. They're putting his I don't know what the patch is going to say.
I got nothing but good stuff to say about
Of
him
course,
as a ball player.
and they're
man.
going to do all. We called this when he first passed. We said they're going to now they're going to honor him. Now they're
Charlie Hustle.
Yeah.
Well, if he was alive today, he could just go to the ballpark and bet the game before we coached the game. If you think about it now.
Yeah, drive right up to the window.
But what was her lady's name? Marge Shop
Yeah,
with the
Marge
dogs.
Shot.
Yeah,
Marge
she was.
Shot.
She was a piece of work. I remember
With
seeing
the-
her. She always
what
had
were
her
those
2 dogs,
Yeah, the
poodles or whatever the
No,
fuck
they
she
weren't
had. I don't know what
poodles.
she
They were
had.
huge.
I
They were
remember
husky, not huskies.
They used to sit in
Saint
the sta-
Bernards.
They used to sit in the stands with her and shit all over the place, and the guys would bitch about it.
Saint Bernard she had. Yeah, she was a character.
She's a big racist too, I think, wasn't she? She was a
yeah.
little
She got in trouble for that. I think they might have like
banned her or something.
forced her to sell the team or something.
Well, we got a lot of good things coming up. Like I said, second half of the NBA, it's going to be very interesting. I want to see what transpires, obviously, in the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference, because I think the Celtics are going to come together. They're starting to play the right basketball again. See how the Knicks handle the pressure in the second half. Cleveland playing absolutely dynamite. I think Cleveland and OKC are number one, number two teams in the league in both divisions, and the best covering teams in all of basketball is Cleveland and OKC.
Yep.
So I'm curious to see if that maintains. But I think some teams that look good that have been low on the radar, this Minnesota team, watch them in the second half. I think they start playing better, and I like the way Denver's been playing lately.
So
Denver's been
if you had to
playing
pick
really
somebody
well.
to win the East Division, who are you taking right now?
Well, to win the division, I would probably think Cleveland, if they stay steady, is going to win that division. But I wouldn't be surprised if Boston, in the playoff times when it comes second season and the intensity levels get way higher, will beat
They've
Cleveland.
been there before.
Yeah.
They have
The experience will come back.
experience.
I think Boston can beat Cleveland at this point in time in a 7-game series, definitely.
West Coast Conference?
West Coast Conference.
Memphis looking good.
I like OKC. I like Denver. I mean, the Lakers, it could be a surprise. I don't know how that.
Do you guys think either of these two major trades, Butler to the Warriors
No.
or Luka to the Lakers, make a big difference in one of these teams' playoff chances?
Big difference? I don't think big difference, but I think it's listen. It could definitely. It's going to help both teams, but to the point where it's going to make the difference between winning it all. No, I don't think they're going to win it all. Those teams. I think they got to go through buzzsaws. OKC buzzsaw, Denver, proven buzzsaw. It's tough to get over teams like that. And in the East, like I said, the Celtics. They're the real deal at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'd go Boston OKC final this year.
Yeah, that'd
be my pick.
That would be an
Or
interesting.
Memphis. Memphis is playing good. If what's his name can stay healthy for Memphis, they got a good shot to
Now-
win it.
The NBA, they want they want probably Golden State or LA versus Boston.
Why?
but
Why do you always say they always wanted the leagues?
The markets.
Come on.
The
I don't know,
markets.
I don't see
It's
Golden
going to be
State,
what it's
though.
going to be. I think OKC's a great team for the league, don't you?
Yeah.
They got young, exciting
Yeah.
players. They play fast pace. They got they shoot outside, inside.
Yeah, I would agree. I
I
would
think the people like OK.
I would venture to say Memphis, not so much, but
You say the
OKC.
fan
yeah.
team in the
Memphis-
West right now is Denver Nuggets. That's a lot of people are liking the Nuggets because they're high pace,
Well, they had a lot of injuries,
outlet.
and their players are back. It's the same with the Celtics. The Celtics had a lot of guys banged up, and they're starting to come back to the
Boston,
lineup.
They blew them out on Monday. That was a blowout.
All right, guys, I think we touched base. We did it all today. We touched base on everything from A to Z. And even though it's a quiet week for us, but next week we're going to be jacked up and ready to rumble. We're going to have some college basketball selections. We're going to have some NBA. I don't know if the NHL's coming back.
Not till the 22nd.
Okay.
So-
well, we'll be ready to
Wait,
rumble.
that's.
And we're going live next week, I think, right? We're going live next week.
Oh no, I think Saturday is the first day back, so we will be able to do some NHL, and
All
we
right.
will be going live next week, guys,
Yeah, we're going to post
right
it.
here on YouTube.
We're going to post it up on our social media. I'm going to kick it off to Teddy. Where can the people find you with the great free plays and the stuff you're putting out on a daily basis? How can they check it out?
So you go to my website, thesportsprofits.com. We got some new stuff coming on there, some new subscriptions and such like that. You could also go to that Instagram channel right there, the Profits Pick, _Profits_pick. And you can go to our YouTube, youtube.com/@thesportsprofits. But more importantly, stay on this YouTube channel right here, like, subscribe, and leave us a comment.
All right, there he is, the one and only Teddy Brooks from the Sports Profits. Go get him, Teddy. All right, my man, Tommy the Hitman King, TK, my man. Where can they find you out there on social media, wherever you can give them some good advice?
Well, the best place to find me is go right to my direct site, my official site, tkwins.com. You can buy my plays
Gets
there
real
daily.
serious, don't he?
Yeah, man, I'm worried. I'm going to check my wallet here.
Come
Make
on,
sure I get enough
smile a
money
little.
for
Put
you.
that smile on. Let me
I
see
can't
it.
smile
Come
after
on.
Philadelphia. I'm sitting here next to you, and all I hear is "Fly Eagles Fly" the whole show. But yeah, if you want to check me out, just go right to my website, tkwins.com. You can buy my plays there daily. Check out we got odds up there up daily. And if you want to see my stuff on social media, I put free plays up there daily at tkwins on Instagram.
How many customers you have? Your phone's been blowing up like the whole show here. I'm watching it. It's like pretty intense. A lot of people reaching out to you. That's great. All right, you heard it. These guys are working hard just like I am for you each and every day. We have been on a heater. Woo! Have we been on a heater with our free stuff. 11-3 on our last 14. We've been hitting lifetime on social media. I think I'm on there. Got to be 7 years already between Instagram and TikTok, whatever the case may be. And lifetime average about 63% winners over a long period of time, which is pretty damn good. We're just trying to give you the best winning edge we can. But check me out. You can find me on Instagram. My official page is SM Sports Picks, Picks. Check it out. Send me a DM. If you're interested in things I'm doing privately, shoot me a DM. I'll be glad to work with anyone out there that wants to do this the right way. If you're not looking to do it the right way, just do it your way. Don't do it my way. That's all I got to say. Guys, had a great show. We'll be back here next week. This show is the one and only Get the Edge. Now, you can find us, obviously, on all podcast forums, which is simple, Spotify, Apple, and our YouTube channel, our official YouTube channel. Just type in Get the Edge. It's real simple, Get the Edge, and check out everything we do. We are going to be going live next week. We're really excited about it. So if you guys have any questions or whatever you want to do, we'll give you a heads up what time we're going to be on, and we're going to be excited about it. So you guys have a great day today. It is Valentine's Day. So it might not post the show until tomorrow, but I'm still wishing everyone out there a happy Valentine's Day. You guys too, your wives, your girlfriends, and obviously my wife, and so forth and so on. We'll catch you back here next week. Ben, happy Valentine's Day to you. You're doing a hell of a job for us. We appreciate you, and we'll see you guys back next week. Have a great day.
You're bringing in the dancers for the live show next week?
Should have had them in here this week. Yeah, we're gonna have
Come up here, Ben. Next week, I'm bringing you that.
a nice smile on Ben on that one.
Boom.
Oh, all right, we went longer than